Welcome back, everyone. This is Winter, bringing you another game for the SlayerS Tribute Cast. This time it's going to be a TVZ on dual site. The Terran player we have from Team SlayerS, the Emperor himself, it is SlayerS BoxeR. His opponent, the young MLG, and I don't believe he's won a GSL championship quite yet, but he's very close, been very close. It is FXO.Leenock. Now, this is dual site. I believe this was from MLG. I'm not entirely sure. If you look up sc2replay.com, you should be able to find the replays, but we'll have to see what BoxeR will break out in this game. BoxeR, of course, very well known in TVZ for his Hellion-based strategies, whether it be Blue Flame Hellion run-bys, Mass Hellion attacks, anything else, Marine Hellion, Hellion elevators. You're noticing a trend here. So we'll have to see what BoxeR brings out in this game against Leenock. This is a pretty tough map. To defend against Hellions in your natural requires at least one or two spine crawlers in order to be well defended. If you get some roaches out, of course, that can deny them as well. But a lot of Zerg players really don't want to go for that roach tech. It takes the extra drone for the roach warren. It takes a lot of money. They can eat into your supply a lot if you're kind of forcing the roach tech, and they're pretty useless once you get later in the game. But BoxeR, what are you doing right now? Making a barracks outside his main. Now, is this one of two, or is this just a single barracks? The SlayerS Terrans, well known for this, just kind of hiding a barracks outside their main, not really showing their opponent where it is right now. So here comes another SCV. Could it be a 12-14 right now? Of course, not an all-in 2 racks, just something to put on a lot of pressure, especially the way these barracks are positioned is going to allow him to, as soon as he's done, as soon as the Zerg player holds and is able to deal with the pressure, he's going to be able to lift, bring him back into his main, and just kind of have him to wall off there and continue making Marines. Now, the beauty of 2 racks pressure, it forces so much out of your Zerg opponent. It forces spine crawlers, it forces lings, it forces queens, and it's not something you can take lightly. If you don't know what the Terran is doing, if you don't know how many Marines they're making, how many SCVs they're pulling, then you have to commit everything. Because if you commit less than everything, there's a pretty high chance you'll lose if they go for the most all-in versions. Of course, if Leenock does scout exactly what's happening, if he can get a scout off of whether there are SCVs coming, he can maybe deal with it a little bit more economically. And especially since he's going for that gas geyser early on, he can get the speed out somewhat quickly. So that'll allow him to kind of throw the Marines back. Speedlings, very effective against unupgraded Marines, without their combat shield, without their SCVs to buffer, without stim. But what they aren't very good against is bunkers right now, and it looks like BoxeR's going to be able to get that bunker up. He's not going to be in vision, is Leenock. He has no idea this is coming up, and the bunker's already halfway done right now. He hasn't drone scouted. He doesn't know what's going on in the main. He sees there's no barracks at the ramp, but it might be a little bit too late right now as the first Marines making their way up. The second bunker going to come down as soon as the hatch is finishing. Now Leenock knows how many drones is he going to pull. And as this bunker rush commences, I need a drink of water. Alright. 8 Zerglings on the way, a queen being made, and the main. He doesn't want to commit one at his natural in case this hatchery does fall. He doesn't want the queen out to fall as well, because there's no way anything is getting up this ramp without being shot down by the Marines. 3 Marines now. A single bunker has been finished. The second one is in range of the hatch. The first Zergling's going to try to cut off the Marines, but 2 Marines, more than enough to deal with a couple Zerglings. Now the bunker has finished in range of the hatchery, and he's going to work right now. BoxeR making another supply depot, making sure he doesn't get supply bopped while this is happening. Leenock smartly sneaking a couple lings out in order to be able to deal with straggling Marines right now. And it looks like BoxeR got in a good position right now. Actually both the bunkers are in range of the hatch. He's going to be able to get another one even before the creep spreads any further. I believe it would have spread. Yeah, right onto that bunker. Leenock trying to make sure he can break out, but I don't know. Oh, don't want to bring those Zerglings on the ramp. But here comes Leenock before the wall off. There's a couple Zerglings. Pretty easy to deal with from Leenock. From BoxeR, I mean, it looks like he did lose an Overlord. In fact, no, he lost the hatchery right now, so Leenock just going to deal with that. If he can keep out these Zerglings in here till the Baneling Nest finishes, maybe he could catch these SCVs off guard, but BoxeR looks like he's not going to allow that to happen. The barracks have been lifted back into the main. He's going to have the Marines. He's going to track down these Langs and take them out, most likely before speed. Well, as I say, that speed's just about to finish, but it looks like 1 Marine will fall to it. And here comes the speed right now. Leenock not even caring. He's going to run straight on by the bunkers. The links in the main have been cleaned up, but it looks like Leenock just going to go for a Baneling bust off of this. I don't know if BoxeR will have quite enough to defend. He's going to have maybe 5 Marines, and this bunker needs to complete. Otherwise, the Baneling bust could be extremely effective, but actually, that's not that many links. Looking at it right now, he's making 8 Banelings. It's enough to go through both a supply depot and a bunker if no Marines take him out in the process. And now Leenock, sending some more lings out. A couple will get gunned down on the way by, but these lings gonna follow up with the Banelings right now. And let's look at the count. 12 Marines. How many of those are committed over here? That's 8 Marines over here, so only 4 Marines in the main. The bunker will complete just in time. Here come the Banelings right now, going straight into the barracks. We'll take down both the depots. A couple of Banelings will survive. Those are very threatening right now. It takes 2 Banelings to instantly kill an SCV. Here come the Banelings. Oh, there are no Marines in the bunker right now. It's not enough Speedlings to do some damage. He's starting to kill some SCVs right now. He's taking out the rest of the Marines before the SCVs can come in the buffer, but good SCV control from BoxeR is going to allow him to hold with minimal losses. He's actually only lost a single worker in the entirety of this game. 1 Speedling going to move around, see finally that the orbital command has been finished, and Leenock thinking, oh, this is not a position I want to be in right now, and it looks like he's just going to follow up with an even more all-in attack because it's 24 Harvesters to 16, and this has to work right now. Leenock has to do damage. He needs to clean up these bunkers. He needs to do as much damage as possible, and here we go. Here come the Banelings as well. Looks like he's going to use them to try to clean up or at least damage the bunkers. Now that the SCVs have been killed, they're trying to repair. Another SCV going to pop out, repair that a little bit, and he's losing so many Speedlings right now as Leenock. A couple more SCVs have been killed at the front, but this is barely. He's going to lose almost all of his Zerglings at the cost of bunkers, pretty much. He killed a handful of Marines, and he's going to be able to barely clean it up right now as Leenock expands now. But so much damage was done to those Speedlings. Such a terrible trade for Leenock to take there, but it's one he had to make because there was no way he's going back up that ramp by running by with Banelings anymore. So, oh, BoxeR, where are your Marines? You need to have them back at the ramp, but the bunker has. Well, actually, Leenock never killed that bunker. He just ran around it. And right now, Leenock doesn't really have the links to deal with this. BoxeR being very sneaky, moving around the bottom side corner. There's nothing at the watchtowers. There's no overlords to scout this. Leenock is making drones right now. He doesn't have any Banelings to defend. He only has Lings on the other side of the map, and 5 Lings against 15 Marines with about 10 of those on their way across the map is going to be an extremely tough position for Leenock to deal with. He might be forced to cancel this hatchery once again, especially once those Marines get behind the mineral line right now. Here come the Marines, just going straight up the ramp. He doesn't even care about the hatchery right now. A couple Queens there to defend. Leenock has no larva to make any Zerglings right now. Here come the drones. They're going to try to mineral walk through. No, a couple more drones falling. He needs those drones right now. Leenock, you need those drones, but he can't do anything else. 1 Queen has fallen. Here come the Zerglings back to defend. He doesn't want to lose another Queen. That'll lose his larva injects, and he needs those for Zerglings. And looks like it'll finally get taken out, but at the what cost? 12 workers have been killed so far. Almost all of those with that sneaky Marine counterattack, and this will allow BoxeR the time he needs to move down the ramp and take his expansion. BoxeR looking at a 30 SCV to 22 worker lead right now. What can Leenock do to bring this back? He's finished. No, he hasn't finished +1. He canceled it. He did have +1 researching, but he canceled it in favor of +1 Carapace. So that means he's probably going for a little bit of a longer game. Carapace much better in large numbers, where a lot of your units are just looking to get to the surround as opposed to just doing some really quick damage, but we'll have to see. The +1 Carapace, if they do have a Carapace upgrade on top of siege tanks, that means they will not be one-shotted. The Lings won't get one-shotted, the Banelings won't get one-shotted, so a couple Lings getting in, killing an SCV or two, a little bit of a victory there, but now Combat Shields is finished. BoxeR moving across the map. He has 17 Marines on the field to 2 Zerglings, and 4 Banelings finishing now. If those Banelings hit perfectly, he might be able to clean this up very easily, but that means BoxeR would have to pay absolutely no attention. He does not have stim on these Marines. He cannot move them quickly away from where they need to be, so Leenock will see this, not even going to lose a Zergling as the Marines move up in BoxeR. He doesn't want to know what's behind that smoke right there. He knows the Zerglings were there. He knows that Leenock knows at this point. There's no more element of surprise, so he's going to be backing off, and that's very smartly done. He did not want to get caught off guard by these Banelings. Here come some Zerglings, but they cannot deal with the combat shielded Marines alone. They need the Banelings up there to deal with it. +1 Carapace is just finishing up now, so these are going to be some pretty hardy Marines and party Lings and Banelings, but a siege tank is on the field. Siege mode about 80% done right now. I don't think Leenock is actually going to get any damage done with this, especially with the bunker. Maybe take out an SCV or two, but no, he's going to back off with the Banelings, with the Lings, but BoxeR just taking advantage of the situation, knowing his defender's advantage, getting that 3rd command center. It's about 80% done as he makes a reactor on one of his barracks. He's a little bit supply blocked right now with 2 depots on the way and a command center finishing up, so not too bad. Siege mode has completed. He sieged up that tank, knowing the threat of Lings and Banes outside his base, but Leenock using this opportunity to drone up desperately. He's up to 43 drones against 55 SCVs. Not a position you want to be in against a 3 orbital command Terran when you're only on 2 bases, but what really can Leenock do? Except, well, he's going to be going for the mass Ling strategy. I think right now Leenock just going to be going for such a large count. He's going to look to overwhelm and completely smash the Marine tank army of BoxeR before it moves out. Of course, he is down on upgrades. He has +1 weapons on the way, does BoxeR. He only has that single engineering bay, while Leenock going to have 1-1. And upgrades are absolutely huge in every matchup, especially against Marines, with for or against Marines. Marines shoot so fast, but there are so many of them, they also take a lot of damage from a lot of sources. Each armor upgrade, each weapon upgrade, absolutely critical. And of course, the Carapace upgrades for Zerglings and Banelings, extremely good against dealing with siege tanks right now. This gives these Zerglings and Banelings so much staying power. But BoxeR looks like he's gonna go for, I don't know if this is a fake attack or not, but it looks like it's a real attack by the fact he's evading the watchtower right now. Looks like Leenock has absolutely no idea this is going to come in. He will not see it until he comes onto the creep here, which Leenock has been diligently spreading, finally getting enough queens to do that with some queens taken out earlier. And a couple Ling's going to move in, going to see that there's a third base, might prompt him to make some more Ling Bane in order to deal with this. The lair has not completed, so Zergling speed, Baneling speed has not completed, but here comes 1-1. Here come the Banelings. There's no siege up from BoxeR right now. The siege going to go on the siege tanks, but the Banelings going to connect and absolutely everything will fall. The upgrade's really kicking in there for Leenock. He's going to do so much damage, and suddenly Leenock bring himself right back into this game right now. 3 Marines are all that will escape with a single medevac, and the Ling should be able to clean this up pretty effectively. He needs to get those back in the medevac to be annoying. Otherwise, Leenock might be able to move right back across the map with the force with the advantage he gained from that engagement. Very well done there at Leenock, making the snap decision, saying, "You're not creep, you're not sieged up. I have the upgrades. Let's go." And is able to get those Banelings in there just to be able to do so much damage. And right now, BoxeR not looking in his greatest position as before. His siege tank count reduced to 2 against 41 Lings on the field. He does have a solid Marine count, but here come the Lings. Oh, taking a lot of losses there. Those are just Zerglings. He can afford to lose minerals right now. He can't afford very much, but he can afford to lose them. If those were Banelings, it would have been a lot tougher, but Leenock playing it very smart, double expanding, and getting Burrow right now. If he can land a couple huge Burrow Bane hits, this would be absolutely critical in bringing Leenock back into this. Let's not make a mistake. Leenock is still behind. It is 53 workers, 55 SCVs, to 58 drones. Just now is Leenock taking a third base while BoxeR has been mining for this for a good time. 2 Banelings sneakily making their way up. Burrow is not quite completed yet. He doesn't really want to give this away. Only a single one of these dropships, it has Marines in it, and BoxeR realizing that now. Oh, gonna use drops on the other side as well. He's gonna stim in. He will probably force a cancel on this base while he moves into the third. Leenock will see this. I believe he will cancel this. He needs to conserve as many minerals as he can, and indeed he does. There goes the double expand from Leenock, just reduced to a single as he gets his first mutas out. +1 Carapace on the way. He does want to fight with these mutas. These be fighting units right here. These are not harassment. He wants to kill armies with these mutas. Otherwise, there's no reason to go for the Carapace upgrade. He needs these mutas to be able to take damage, and it's going to be looking extremely tough for him to really get some damage done against these mutas. Other turrets, there's a couple turrets right now. Has BoxeR actually scouted this? Indeed he has. The scan did land on the Spire when it was still in production, so he's completely ready. But the mutas, they're going to fly in. They're going to find some add-ons that aren't quite defended. But as I say that, BoxeR moves in with a smart dropship and Marines. And he's going to have 2-1 on those Marines very soon. He just finished +1 armor. And +2 weapons on the way. +2 armor just now starting up with +1 vehicle weapons, allowing his siege tanks to do a lot of damage to those only +1 armor Banelings right now. And there's a drop on the left-hand side. This could actually catch a lot of mutas if he targets it down. But he knows. He has the Zerglings underneath. And here come the Marines. Not going to be able to quite target down a muta is BoxeR. He really wants to get that. Whenever you have a drop getting cleaned up, you always want to target down as many mutas as possible. But BoxeR gonna get cleaned up there, and suddenly Leenock looking decent in the supply count right now. His army supply a little bit under, but the drone count now 66 to 73. That's not absolutely terrible. A drop gonna be denied in the main by the Ling Baneling. Actually, these Banelings still do not have Baneling speed and is not in the queue. He needs to get this Baneling speed if he wants to be able to deal with armies very effectively, especially off creep. But right now, these mutas on drop defense, moving around, and BoxeR in a very good spot. He needs those Banelings first to deal with it, and BoxeR paying attention right now. He needs to target down the mutas if he can. Oh, targeting on the Banelings, beautifully done by BoxeR right now, and he hits that hurt muta. Very well done. Very good trade by BoxeR there, but Leenock doing a good job of taking out these drops as they move around the map, adding to his mutalist flock. He's up to 16 right now. Some more of them back in the natural being rallied out, and +1 Carapace is about to finish for these mutas, but BoxeR just about to max out. He's got +2 weapons, +2 armor, is about halfway done, and we're looking at 8 siege tanks on the field right now against not too many in the Baneling department. He does have Burrow, and now he's moving into the third base. He sees with the Overlord where the army is. There's only a bunker here. The turret's not quite finished up yet. Now 3 gonna rip into those mutas, but he's forced to lift. Baneling speed not quite done, so he will not connect with those on those SCVs. But BoxeR doesn't even care. He's going across the map right now, and Leenock will be forced to come back to defend. He'll leave a couple Zerglings to clean up the turret. Smartly done. And BoxeR just making sure there are no Burrowed Banes, cleaning up the creep as well as he can. Oh, Burrowed Banelings right here, but I don't know if BoxeR will be walking into those. That seems like an interesting position. Leenock just giving up his base as his mutas take out the 3rd command center right now. And that's going to be a good kill right there for Leenock. Right now, Leenock, he needed that base. He needed to make sure that base was taken out, and he did. So now it's 2 base to 2 base, but he has the upgrades. He has the mutas coming in. He can't quite deal with these siege tanks. There are 2 Thors on the field covering both ends of the siege tank line right now. And no baneling speed quite yet. That's actually pretty huge. Here come the banelings. 23 banelings on the field with 18 more on the way. That'll bring him up to 41 banelings, I believe. And that should be more than enough to deal with the 65 marines on the field if he engages correctly. But these siege tanks are sieged up. They have +2 weapons. +2 carapace is just now finishing up right now for Leenock. As he moves across the field, a 3rd command center being remade by BoxeR, a 3rd base being remade by Leenock, and right now they're both on 2 base tech. He might be able to pick off a siege tank here. He has magic bots and mutas to take minimum damage from the Thor. A single volley will come in. Oh, he doesn't get the siege tank, and he almost loses a muta there. Those mutas taking a lot of damage. He's just looking for any opening he has, but these Thors really reducing the amount. There is a Burrowed Bane under here, though. He's trying to draw the marines over that. Any victory is a huge victory right now. Both players cannot remake much of an army. They're on 2 base economy. They've been doing that for a while. The mains are dried up. There's 1 or 2 mineral patches left. That's absolutely it. They're both mighty on 1 base right now. The income's so low. If we look, we see Leenock has big, actually not that big of a bane hit, killing like 5 marines there, but better than nothing. But now BoxeR knows there are banes on the field, and he has to be careful what he does with these marines. Only 2 orbital commands, though. He saved up a lot of scans. He knows he doesn't want to oversaturate this base at this point, but he's a little bit out of position. There's another large army. He's making sure there are no Burrowed Banes here, but Leenock doing a good job moving that Overlord down in order to spread the creep on top of that expansion. And we'll deny it for a little bit longer as he's got his base up in mining. We're looking at 61 drones to 62 workers right now, so every bit of supply difference is an army right now. 138 army supply to 119, but here comes Leenock. A couple tanks sieged up, but he doesn't even care. Oh! Actually, he does. As he moves back right now, the tanks will force him back. How many banelings are on the field? He still has 37 to deal with this army with 26 mutas in the sky against 76 marines, 13 siege tanks, 2 Thors, and 5 medevacs right now. A very scary army for BoxeR. But does Leenock want to go? No, he doesn't. He wants to leave this army where it can't do anything right now. He's got his 3rd base up. He just wants to make sure BoxeR doesn't get one of his. He's probing around. He's making sure he knows what the siege tanks are. He knows at the exact second they unsiege. If these siege tanks unsiege, Leenock will be ready to go. He has, well, I believe he has 2 armies queued up right now in order to deal with this. The muta's now swinging into the main. The turret's not really defending these barracks. There are not too many add-ons to pick off, but oh, if he gets 3-3, this could be absolutely huge. This keeps the Terran army on even upgrades. Here comes the Lings and Banes moving in. Maybe catch the army off guard. Oh, so smart right now by Leenock, using these mutas to draw the army out of position. He might move into the 3rd base right now, but BoxeR moving his siege tanks. He's not quite on creep yet. The mutas will be driven back by these marines. Oh, so many turrets. Gonna suffer a lot of muta losses at the same time. How will Leenock try to counteract this? It looks like absolutely nothing quite yet. The watchtower is taken by a single marine. This allows BoxeR to know everything that's going on right now, but BoxeR's army is kind of stranded. He's moving to the natural, but so much of his supply is ran back in his main right now, and Leenock is almost maxed out. So many mutas on the field. 30 mutas, 37 Banes, 65 Zerglings against. There's 7 siege tanks in the composition with the Thors, but only a handful of marines. All he needs to do is take out the marines, and he can clean up the rest with the mutalist right now. What upgrades are the mutalist looking like? We only have +1 carapace, but here we go from both sides. Here comes Leenock as he tries to engage this army, taking it out bit by bit. Here come the banelings rolling through. The siege tanks absolutely evaporate. All the medevacs as well, and suddenly Leenock taking the supply lead as the banelings roll through all the marines, and Leenock doing that so cost efficiently right now, only losing looks like 2 mutas in the process, and that's absolutely huge. But at the same time, a 4th base taken out by Leenock, not cancelled, but he has a decent amount of money in the make as he continues to make mutas and banelings right now. His muta count up to 36 despite using it to take out that entire army right there. BoxeR just kept his army out in a vulnerable position. He overstayed his welcome. He allowed the Zerg player to make an army which could flank and crush his, and right now we're not taking advantage of that, taking it into a supply lead, and oh, the muta SCV train taking a couple of losses as the muta swing in, but the Marines quick on the stim to defend right now. More Burrowed Banelings being activated. Oh, actually he's moving those right now, moving them a little bit closer. Maybe he can draw these Marines in right now. He's doing his best. There's not too much happening. The army of Leenock is mostly at the 3rd base, and here comes Leenock. Come on over. It's alright. Come chase my mutas over these banelings right now, says Leenock, but it looks like BoxeR isn't quite going to bite on that. BoxeR still on 3 bases. Leenock taking a 4th as he can. Oh, here comes a medevac. A couple siege tanks going to fall almost instantly, but so many mutas going down for the cost. He's down to 34 mutas. I believe he had 38 beforehand. No more Burrowed Banes on the field anywhere close to this. BoxeR, I believe that is a sensor tower. Indeed it is. Wants to make sure he knows exactly where that Zerg army is at all times. But BoxeR now looking in a tough position. Leenock has done a good job of bringing this back. And oh, another siege tank. Looks like it's going to fall for not even a single muta loss. Very well done by Leenock, making some big moves right now around the map as he spreads his creep up towards. He will know. He has Broad Banelings here. He has a watchtower here. He has creep here. He knows exactly where BoxeR's going at all times. He has his army in position to swing in the second BoxeR makes the wrong move. So right now, the upgrades are even. BoxeR has remade his engineering base. We see 3-3 in the production tab. He's starting to clear out the creep right now. He knows there are no bird veins. There's another siege tank going to fall. Leenock just swinging in with the flock of mutas. There are no more Thors left. Oh, there's 2 Thors on the field. Where are those Thors? Those Thors need to be protecting the front of the siege tank line. Where are you? Okay, they're kind of bottled up in the... Are they blocked? No, they're not blocked in. Alright, BoxeR realizing he has Thors to deal with this army right now, but Leenock has made his way up to 4 bases. He got 62 workers to 57, and there are no mineral patches left for BoxeR, except at his 3rd base. He's mining off 1 base, while Leenock is still mining off a little bit over 2 right now, so the income going to swing heavily in favor of Leenock, scanning those burrowed banes. This army going to move through, try to engage, but is Leenock going to go right now? The siege tank's not sieged up. He could potentially go for it, but he wants to wait for his mutas right now. He needs those mutas in order to take out the siege tank so the Lings and Banes can move in, but a Thor might do a lot to deny that at the moment. Here comes Leenock. He knows exactly where that Terran army is. It's not threatening him right now, so he's going to move in to the natural as we see the mutas swinging in. Oh, and the planetary not going to be long for this world. The turret's not doing anything to deter it. The Terran army moving into the 3rd base. He's not even going to engage this right now. There goes the 3rd. All SCV is going to fall right now. The mutas instantly one-shotting those turrets. And here come the Lings and Banes. But BoxeR has something of an army defending his natural. But here comes BoxeR for the base trade right now. These people, they can't keep remaking units. He's doom dropping into the main. He has 101 Marines and against 40 Mutalisks and a handful of Zergling Baneling. There's so many bunkers here. This might not be the engagement Leenock wants to take. His army supply is so large, but there are no more Banelings in these Marines. Do they have 3-3? 3-3 is just finishing up right now. But here we go. More being dropped in the main. He's going to get that concave on the top of the ramp. He's going to take out that tech right now. And Leenock trying to engage the Marines that are moving out. There's no way. BoxeR is not mining. His income, 0. There are just Marines on the field right now, but he has a Automatovax, he has the Thors, he has the siege tanks. He needs to make sure these tanks are defended, though. You need Marines there, BoxeR. You cannot lose these siege tanks right now. But the supply is starting to even up a little bit. 181, 179 to 138, and almost all of that is in the worker difference. The army supply 125 to 120, barely in the lead for Leenock as he's losing a lot of mutas, but taking out siege tanks on the low ground as well. Oh, wow. Oh, here come the Banelings. He's coming up the ramp. There's only 2 siege tanks left. Does BoxeR have enough to deal with this? 3-3 is finished. Is it enough, though? He's Magic Boxy on top of that Thor. Oh, my God. And BoxeR is getting cleaned up. 100 supply. That's it. There's no Marines left. Leenock is still mining. He's still mining from his 3rd base. He doesn't have any tech to remake his units, though. Wait a second. BoxeR still has 40 Marines off the field, but 4 Infestors have made their way onto the field. He needs to catch those Marines. BoxeR moving out with the Medevacs. What are these drones? What are you doing, drones? That is not where you want to be right now, but BoxeR still looking at a lot of supply. He's going to take out the infestation, but the mutas will clean up the rest. 22 mutas to 34 Marines right now as more Marines making their way across the map. And sound disabled, not exactly what I want to do right now, but here come the... Oh, the Infestors are so huge. 21 mutas. Only 29 Marines against 4 Infestors and 21 mutas. Oh, he doesn't know. Fuggles! Fuggles on the Marines! He's going to take out about 20 of them, and suddenly the muta count is higher than the Marine count, and that's absolutely the worst situation for BoxeR right now. He might just lose because of that one fungal right there. He had the army he needed to maybe deal with these mutas, but suddenly it's absolutely evaporated. 2 Marines and a single Thor left. I believe Leenock has done it. He's brought the game all the way back. He got 2 wrecks to start. He lost his hatchery. He was barely able to break out. He did a failed Baneling Buster. He was able to catch BoxeR's army with those superior upgrades, and from there, he's used those mutas so beautifully. Every single one of these mules is going to be taken out before they can return an actual single thing, and BoxeR gonna call it the GG. Oh, so well done by Leenock. Good game.